Hey everyone, happy 2021. I have an announcement to make before I get into your chart, and that is what we're going to be doing different on this channel. I want to thank you all for all your wonderful comments, really warms my heart, but I would like to get online, upload to you on a weekly basis what we're going to do every Sunday. I'm going to be sharing with you a 36 card read, okay? I know a lot of you watch the tarot readings online. Super informative, and especially when we have 36 cards, which is something I've developed myself as an astrologer. I call it the Astro-Tarot spread. So you will have 12 different areas of your life covered every single Sunday. So hit that subscribe button, get the notification button bell too, so you'll see when they're uploaded. But that is my way of connecting with you a little bit more often instead of uploading these 12 videos once a month, okay? We get to be connected every single week, all right? So let's get into your reading now. Hello, Cancer. This is your January forecast. So happy New Year. We're out of 2020. That's fantastic, isn't it? Well, listen, we're starting off the month here with Mars moving into your 11th house. And for that, I feel it's really great for you. You're going to be so energized. This will take place January 7th through March 5th. You'll have that time, Cancer, to really start socializing again with your hopes, dreams, and whatnot, expanding upon it. It could be networks, social networks that you're going to be joining into, or creating yourself as well. And if you do, I think that can be a very fun ride for you, especially now because we've had COVID and we've all had to kind of go like within and minimize the crowds and the circles that we normally spend time with. So going online and having a social circle, that I think would be really good for you to start up some podcast or a new channel or an Instagram, something like that. And I can see how you're really chipping away with your energy in wanting to create and expand here. Mars is, after all, the energy that we hold, right? And so it's been moving out of your 10th house where you've had it, and where now also the good news is here January 1st we have Jupiter and Saturn moving out. They have moved out of your 7th house where it's been with Pluto. So lots of you Cancerians and tons of you guys that I've been talking with, right, throughout the year and doing readings for, you have undergone some major changes. Some of you, some severe changes in your relationship where this lockdown has been difficult, or bringing things to the surface that really showed you what needed to be processed. For others, yes, it's been a healing situation when the transits in your personal charts, which I can't see from here, has been bringing it home, bringing things to the surface so you and your partner could actually talk about it and process it and bring it to a higher level. Now, most of you now with Jupiter, which can be judgment, right? And Saturn can be very karmic. Now that that has released out of this area, you will feel that Pluto's going to wrap up and Pluto's moving forward. So we should start to see for the overall Cancerians that things can start to look different. But what is Jupiter and Saturn going to do now in your 8th house? That's the big question. Well, the 8th house is also called the house of intimacy. So those of you in a very good relationship, you will see how that can expand and deepen, where Saturn kind of wants to lock it in, and that's the upside of what you've been working so hard for, is now seeing the light, and where we karmically can actually lift and rise together in a union. But the 8th house is also values, not as much as your income values. That's the 2nd house, right? The 8th house is more the money that you have set aside. It's your savings, it's your investments, and so forth. Some of you might now start looking at how you can grow your money that you're saving, maybe putting it into stocks, bonds, whatnot, investments, and growing it that way. Others, I see, and especially now if you're going to start working on social networks and maybe opening a channel could open opportunities for you if you're looking for it, that is, right? To perhaps open up something that can give you passive income. That's a perfect eighth house concept, right? Residual income that will come in every month throughout the years to come. So those of you who are really business minded, oriented, creative, which a lot of you are, right? You could come to see that you could do something from home and make this work for you. Really, really happy to see that. Jupiter is going to actually cruise through Aquarius really quickly. So its movement is fast. So I'd say get it done as best you can. The first few months of the year is already nearly gone through, transited this whole area. So do what you can. That's all I can say because I want the best for you, Cancer, right? We have also Venus, January 10th through February 2nd, is going to be cruising into the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so that's into the sign where everything's been going on in your relationship. So now it's kind of coming in after Jupiter and Saturn moved out of it and kind of like testing the grounds. How is it going to feel emotionally, right? And in that Capricornian way, which is ruled by Saturn, I feel it's structural, it's wanting genuine interaction. So you'll see how that is going to work for you. Here in December, it was cruising through Sagittarius, right? So you were kind of shooting for hopes, goals, aims, whatnot. But now you're going to test it. And I think the grounding energy in it will be perfect for what it is that you're looking for. We do have the new moon again, January 12th, Cancer, and this will be 23 degrees in Capricorn, and it's going to be right there with Pluto, so it's an intense new moon. Make sure that you place your intentions for this month here because Pluto can really help you propel it to large proportions if done right. Really getting down into the bottom, to the nitty gritty of it. And so for you, whatever it is that's important to you, this is where it's going to be showing up. And since it's your seventh house, it goes to say, might have to do with relationships, right? So put down any good intentions for how you want to see where your relationship is going to go, and it can open up new doors. We had, of course, the total solar eclipse new moon last month there in December. You might already have been feeling how this has been shifting for you, and in that case, that is a good thing. Yes, what do we also have here in January? We have Mercury retrograde, right? I love that time of year, except when it really starts knocking down everything when it comes to mechanical, technical devices, the computers, the smartphones, the car, those things. We all have that, and we know. Do not, sign any new contracts if you can avoid it. Sometimes the show must go on, and if something is already in process, that's good because it started before Mercury retrograde. That is a good thing. But it's the new things. It's a time to research, though. Go back over, things that you've been working on in the past, concepts, creative things. I feel that that is something that Mercury, why I love it, it gives us that extra additional time to retweak it, go back and revisit it, refine it, make it ready to go, right? So it can up and go. So we got 3.5 weeks of that coming up in February. And of course, I'll be speaking more on this in the February forecast because this Mercury retrograde is happening at the end, the very, very last end of January. So, but we start feeling it a little bit, a couple of weeks prior to the retrograde that it's starting to slow down, but it's not really exact there before the end. But, yeah. So for you, what else? I would like to say that your Neptune is still doing pretty good. You are visualizing, you are creative. It is in your sister sign, so Neptune has been doing pretty good with that. Uranus, that is in your 11th house of social networks. That's already all that technical IT social media groups and whatnot. So you're kind of like way ahead of the game, Cancer, right? With how you work with this. And having Mars coming into this area where Uranus already is, and it is the 11th house ruled by Aquarius, I think that you can do something super smart, super big. Listen to your intuition as Mars kicks in all these thoughts. Uranus is like full downloads, right? Because it is higher communication, whereas Mercury is linear, right? Past, present, future. It moves slowly in communication, ideas, and so forth. But Uranus is that higher octave of Mercury. We get full downloads. That's when we're kind of pretty much channeling information. We're channeling visions. We get this OMG. It's like, yes, I could do this. Yes, I could do that, right? Mars is going to do that for you. It's a great, great month. Really love January for you. Even though, yes, we do have a few things going on more on a wider level, national level, international level, where the planets might be a little bit in January. We got Mars, for example, squaring off on Saturn and Jupiter. And that's not really easy. This is already happening New Year's Eve and coming in. We got the moon opposing that Saturn and Jupiter on New Year's Eve, and then it will also be squaring Mars and Uranus as well. So, we want to take it easy. We don't want that divisive energy that we might have seen a lot of in 2020. So that could be political things going on. So it is what it is, right? We just want to learn how to lay low. Don't go into anything confrontational. It's not worth it with family or friends. We love them, right? I feel it's more political because of that Jupiter that is involved. Between the 10th and 13th, we got the Sun conjuncting Jupiter, and we also have the Sun then also with Pluto first. So there's some intensity going on. 17th to 23rd, we got Mars conjuncting that Uranus, which can be, when we allow it to be inspirational, kick us into action, we are good. But let me tell you, Mars and Uranus together can also be earthquakey. Is that a word? It has the power to shift tectonic plates because it slips, it happens, it's so unexpected, it's boom, right? And so not only does the earth have its own tectonic plates, we have it too internally. Somebody might say something and trigger this within us, or we might say something shocking that can trigger somebody else. That's why I'm saying lay low a little bit, especially there between 13th and the 23rd is the week, but a little bit prior to it, a little bit after it too, just so that we know, because when we're forewarned, we are forearmed, of course, right? So at the end, we got Venus conjuncting Pluto. That's another time for that intensity, romantic intensity, but both of them also initiate money situations. So money can come in, whether new opportunities or what, but remember, Mercury's going retrograde at that time. So if there's anything prior, you can go ahead with that. If not, wait if you can. But regardless, there could be good money being received on the 29th, thereabout. So that at least we got to take the good news as it comes, right? Okay, Cancer, have a good one, and happy holidays if you're listening to this here already on the December end of your forecast. I wish you, your family, everybody the best. Have a good one. See you next month. Bye now.